on. Yes,
There,
it
there.
is.
Uh, Turn my camera on because I just got rid of it
I,
last night.
I'd have caught on. I would have caught on. Good for you. You go to a good home?
I think so.
Okay, good. You
Yeah,
don't
20
care.
foot, small apartment with 20-foot ceilings. So
Okay.
Oh God.
it'll
Great use
it'll
of
go
space.
nicely there.
20-foot ceilings is great for the summertime. But
All
Oh,
right.
winter,
yeah.
oh my God.
All right. We are live. So who wants to give us the recap of what happened last time? We did not play last week because I didn't have the pep for it. So who wants to give us a recap of what
In your
happened?
step. If no one else wants to,
Oh,
I could do a abridged version.
cool. Because I
Go for it.
can't even find my dang notes.
Okay, so I believe in our last session we started by heading to the portal room. Um, we were told that uh, we could go there and that the wizards that run the portal
Dale, I
room.
think you're going out.
I'm
I
going out.
I can hear him just fine.
Oh, okay, then it must be me. Sorry. Go
Make
ahead.
make sure you only have the one window open in Discord, Chris Head. I know you.
Oh, it's
You'll have
I'm on my
40 tabs
phone.
open.
Yeah. Let me close all my tabs on my
Close all
phone.
your
And then
tabs except for Roll20 and whatever you're running Discord on.
gotcha. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not even on my computer. I'm just except for Roll20. Okay, good. All right, I am closed all my tabs on my phone. So, ready to go.
All right.
Um,
Please
and
continue.
and so we got to the portal room, and we were trying to get teleported to Rowville Manor.
Well, you were
It,
trying to get teleported to Arcadium, which is where
Yes.
that's
that
where, because you have wherever you're teleporting to with that system, you have to have another corresponding set of sigils. Have a portal set up on the other end, and the only place around
received.
there is Arcadium.
Okay, so we were trying to get. Okay, we were headed towards Arcadium. And so the mages opened the portal for us, and we started running through. Some of us quicker than others, and we got pulled away from our destination into the demon plane. Um, as I remember it, it was a vast expanse of just kind of red dirt. Um, as far as the eye could see, maybe some hills, some mesas, but there was really nothing that stood out. Um, and then pretty quickly we were set upon by a
Goristro.
goristro, this large demon with kind of bull-like demon, big horns, hooves, and pretty quickly he set upon us, and we were in trouble. Um, if he could get a charge off with those horns, it was huge damage.
Oh
One
yeah,
hit,
yeah.
one hit was just taking us way down. Um, Torka's damage did very little. I believe Soren's damage did very little. Some lightning here or there, that kind of thing, but I don't think it did a whole lot. Um,
Well,
Loomis was able.
Soren's damage is largely elemental based. It's largely like fire, lightning, cold,
Oh,
etc.
cold,
And
yeah.
demons typically have resistances to that kind of stuff.
I
And
mean,
and
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no. I was just gonna say, therefore, it just didn't do a whole lot. I think Loomis was able to get some good hits in, maybe just more volume. But once again, I believe the winner of the show was probably Old Fiery, who finally turned himself, I believe, into an ape. And we had the grape ape versus the goristro.
Didn't I
Um,
turn Hagar
I
into a T-Rex at the
yep,
beginning?
yeah,
Okay.
but I don't think it lasted.
Yeah, I don't think King Cold lasted very long either.
Uh, This is my story, gentlemen.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
okay.
Oh, I won't argue about the Cole saving the day part.
So I think Loomis did, though, give the final blow and finish off the Goristro, I believe.
No, I think it was Cole.
Was it the Grape Ape, Cole?
No, it
Yes,
wasn't.
I think it was.
I think
I
it.
thought it was.
It
I
was
thi-
Cole as himself.
Yeah, it was regular Cole.
Regular Cole.
Everybody
was
else
a,
was unconscious.
That is impressive.
That's
Fucking
right.
It was
That's
almost
right.
Yes.
It was almost a party wipe.
it was almost a party wipe, except Cole saved it in the end.
That's why I'm a little fuzzy at the end, because I was unconscious. But Cole healed us up enough to harvest parts, Goristro
Oh, yeah.
horns, that kind of thing. And that's where we left it. We didn't even take a break yet. We just ended right about there.
Cool.
Yep, we ended after you defeated the Garistro. Now,
I would add one thing.
yeah, go ahead.
It's that none of us, well, at least Hendo and I or Hagar, in character or out of character, know how this teleportation stuff works. And Soren has been telling us that he knows what he's doing and he knows how it works. But we didn't get where we were trying to go. So Cole still suspects he doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to this teleportation stuff.
I mean, that's safe. I feel like that's safe.
I feel like anything, even a one.
Although I do think that Soren explained what had happened based on what Jeriza Spellsong had telepathically communicated to him about what was going on.
I did.
Do you want to go over that part, or do you even remember?
Okay. Oh yeah. And so I was explaining to them that we were going to Arcadia, but then we got pulled by something else, and then sent us to is it the Abyss?
Yes, you were
Yeah,
in.
Yeah, and
Yes.
sent to the Abyss, and then the Archmagus was able to find us and pull us back to our plane.
Well, she hasn't pulled you anywhere yet. The last you heard from
gotcha.
her was that it was going to take a little while.
Gotcha.
Because you guys, what you described to her, she was like, "Oh God, you're in the abyss."
Yeah. There we go.
And so it took her a little while to. She needed a little more magic to tap into to get you guys where you need to go. So technically, right now, you are still in the abyss. And let me.
Oh, I got a good idea. Soren, you can banish me to the plane that I came from.
Trust me, I was going to possibly do that. It was the first. It's like, all right.
I
I
can't help you after that, but I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that very thing. It's like, okay, if we're all gonna go down, I might as well just be the one man left. I'll send you guys all back. Oh man, that it did cross my mind.
Soren
Oh,
Lawrenson
geez.
always got y'all's back. Well,
That
my
would
friends
be an
wanted
epic
me to
story.
live. My friends would want me to live. Me above all others.
No, I was gonna say send them. I couldn't send myself. I can only send them, and then permanently send them because I'd have to occupy their space. That sort of thing.
Uh-huh. All right.
Because I could, yeah. Go ahead.
So, Torka, you've gotten back up to your feet by now.
Okay.
Soren, I don't think Soren. I think somebody healed Soren, so Soren's no longer dying.
Yeah.
I think Loomis took some of his healing potions.
Yeah, he was spreading them around. I think everyone got 3 hours in it.
Loomis uses the healing potions like they're Gatorade.
He does.
Oh God, I know.
rather than like, oh God, my friend is down, I should administer a potion, or oh, I'm at 1 hit point, maybe I should take something. He's just like, yeah, I'll just pop. I'll go ahead and pop one right now. And in my head, I'm thinking, wow, those are expensive, you know.
Yes.
But
Exactly.
whatever. If he has them, that's we're not going to take away
You
his
know,
player
some
agency.
He hasn't
some
gotten.
some
His a
well
what?
some people are born rich and they just don't know what it's like to be poor. Well, some people are just born 13th level and they don't know what it's like to.
And other people
Uh,
mooch. Other people
Hey, level
mooch.
4.
Other people mooch off their rich player character friends when they come in mid campaign. All right, so after a little while, and a little while, probably about half an hour, Soren,
Yes.
you get another communication from Teresa Spellsong, and she says, "All right, we've managed to figure out how to get you out of there, but you're not going to Arcadium.
Okay.
The closest we can get you is going to be in the town of Crossington.
Oh, okay.
There before Arcadium, back in the days of the old King's Road, Crossington actually had a sigil set up that is no longer used, but there's enough residual magic in front of it. It should put you in front of the city gates. It's going to be a bumpy
Okay.
ride. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to be comfortable.
Okay, guys, gird yourselves. It's gonna be a bumpy one, and we're gonna find ourselves in Crossington.
All right, and as
Ready. Do we hold hands or something? Let's get the hell out of here.
Let's huddle up and try to hold on. Okay,
so,
huddle up, guys. Huddle up.
Yep. Hold on to your hats.
Cole, give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
You're no mage, but you know enough about magic, and from what you've already seen of how this works, that you guys don't need to be holding hands or holding on to one another, and maybe that makes Soren a little more sketchy.
Hey, she said it's gonna be a bumpy ride. I took that literally.
All right, so as you guys are standing around, huddled up close together, nod, nod, wink, wink. There is a blinding surge of energy around you, and rather than it be the pulling sensation that you felt earlier when this was working correctly, it feels like something is pressing down on you very hard, like Cole in giant gorilla form just sat on you, and you feel your body now while the pressure is pushing down on you. It feels like your body's being pulled apart. It's not comfortable at all.
Can we hear anything?
Yeah, you hear a lot of magical kind of sound effects that I don't actually have right now.
Whooshing.
Yeah, sure. If you want whooshing, there's some whooshing. Sure, whatever. Whatever floats your boat.
I don't hear Soren though screaming.
No, yeah, you hear Soren screaming.
Okay.
And then
I am ripping them. A lot of pressure.
You feel that pressure lift off of you. You no longer feel like you're being torn apart. A hole, everything goes dark and a hole kind of appears below you. And you're looking down at the ground from what you think is probably about 30 feet up in the air. And you fall onto your butt. But sure enough, you are in front of the gates of the city of Crossington.
Porka lands on his butt and looks over at Stokel and just knows that Stokel is hoping all of the good-looking girls of Crossington saw that. Porka shakes
Cole's
his head.
definitely looking around, looking for what the audience is.
Mm-hmm. Porka just kind of shakes his head.
Right now, you're asking what the audience is. You see some chickens sort of pecking around out front.
Yeah.
There are a. Hang on here. Let me see if I can find token art for a couple of city guards. Give me a second here.
Someone, gets out and dusts off and says, well, that wasn't so bad. And so,
So yeah, there's a
Yeah.
couple of city watch over here in front of the gate, and they don't actually seem all that surprised. And one of them just kind of looks over at the other and is like, "Yeah, that's the kind of day this is."
Are
And the
they
other
not
one,
surprised because this happens all the time, or are they not surprised because they know of the feats of the heroes of Crossington?
give me an insight check.
How do I know the role?
boom.
You don't glean either of those things. You kind of get the feeling like they're just having a weird day,
Okay.
and they're like, "So, can we help you, gentlemen?"
Ah,
Oh, hello.
you-
I push Stokel forward.
We heard we were headed for Crossington. Did we make it there?
You have, in fact, arrived at the city of Crossington. You are just outside the city gates.
oh, I look quite familiar. Don't you recall?
Yes, you guys have actually been
yeah,
here before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just
Stokel, why?
start. Conversation started. Conversation started.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and play us a tune?
I will. I will.
Actually,
Maybe when we make it inside.
Yeah,
Maybe
I-
once we get to the end.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I say, soldiers of Crossington, I am Porker Galu.
Mr. Gallu, all right. What brings you to Crossington?
Well, logic it would seem. We aim to stay here for a night and then head on.
All right, very good. You're not too far from the Laidlow at this gate. And you guys recall the Laidlow because it is where you went when you first met Professor Bonaventure.
Okay?
It is where he was recruiting adventurers.
At the late lunch.
Let's go. Let's head on to the late low.
Yeah. I want to ask him though. Is there any news? Have there been any I guess any antics from the Order Esoterica?
And the guard on the
Anything
right,
like that?
the guard on the right's like, describe antics. What, like frolicking around like clowns? What do you mean by antics?
Trouble. That's what
You
he
mean
meant.
attacks? Have they attacked anybody recently?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, there have been attacks all over the region. The attacks seem to be increasing.
So safe to say that they're enemies of the Order in Crossington and you guys.
If by order in Crossington you mean the City Watch, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not real fond of them. They're considered criminals in all of Simmerland.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, sirs.
They haven't really given the towns much trouble, but trade along the old King's Road, it's been disrupted quite a bit. Anything, if you're in a town, you're usually pretty safe. If you're out and about moving between towns, it can get a little dicey.
Mm.
And then the other guard is like, "Well, don't let us keep you," and they kind of part and make way for the rest of you. And so, yeah, what do you guys do?
I say
Alright.
Head for the Laidlow.
let's at least see if we can't get a room for the night, and then we can decide if we need to go and get any more reagents we're low on, or look up any old friends here in our old stomping grounds.
So as you guys walk into town, which I'm assuming is what you meant by well, let's okay.
Yep.
So you've walked into town, and a tubby little boy with big cheeks, big jowls, heavy set kid, probably around somewhere between 8 and 10 years old, runs up to you, Soren. And this he's not like a beggar or a street urchin. He's dressed like a member, like a child of the middle class. Like maybe his folks own a store or something like that.
How can I help you, young man?
Are you Soren Lawrenson?
Yes, I am.
Your presence has been requested at the Laid Low. It's an inn and tavern, and he points in the direction.
All right. Lead the way, young son.
Well, I have to get back to me mom. It's over there. And he points off. It's literally, he's pointing off like a couple 100 yards off to like the west.
I'll hand the kid a copper piece.
Thank you, my lord. And then he kind of waddles away.
All right. Then away we go, gentlemen.
So you make your way through town. Everyone give me perception checks.
All right.
Everyone except Loomis, who's not here. Hall.
Not so good.
Torquay,
you've been through a lot today.
Son of a gun. Why is this not?
Soren, you're usually pretty clueless.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, I'm clueless.
Cole, you noticed quite a few people looking at the group. But as they're looking your way, you realize they're not looking at the group. They're looking at you.
Okay. Wonder how they would know me.
And you realize, Cole, that the last time you were here in Crossington, number one, you were tabaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you were wearing the same clothes you're wearing right now.
And your instrument. Yeah, there's that too.
So you get some people, you suspect that some people recognize you but don't recognize you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I'll pull my lute out and strum it a little bit and just reassure them that I am the Cole and we are the heroes of Crossington, and I'll probably be playing somewhere around town later. So, and I'll sing a little bit of Road to Crossington to try to convince them.
Give me a performance check.
All right.
Oh,
Whoa!
good lord.
It's the one thing I'm good at.
Plus 15.
So yeah, there's quite a bit more murmuring and pointing at you now, and some of the ladies look fairly excited.
Torka puts his helm of command upside down on the ground in front of Cole and just kind of looks around, smiling, knowing that a performance like that might generate a little. You would know. You would get the feeling that Torka would donate all proceeds to the church.
So as you do that, Torka, make a persuasion check. You can do so with advantage, though, because of the quality of the performance. Yeah, you get... Hang on here. You get 30 pieces of silver from people passing by and putting money down.
Torka's not even going to put that on his sheet. You would know that at the first chance he goes off to pray, he would donate that.
So Cole, you see Torka pick up his helmet filled with 30 silver pieces and then just puts the money into his pouch, puts the helm back on his head. What do
Yeah, I mean, I look at Cole and the boys and I say, this is for the church.
Oh.
Moradin thanks you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Cole will just he'll be like thanking everybody as they're tipping, like in the middle of the song, squeeze in a thank you and the song lyrics, and I think Cole trusts Torka, but he doesn't quite know what he's up to. That was a kind of unusual move, but he won't say anything about
I'm stealing money for you for my god from
it.
you.
Oh, Cole wasn't trying to persuade them for the money, so.
All right. So, as there's quite a few women that come up and tip as well, we'll assume that Loomis says something cringy, and then you guys you guys head on into the laid low, and let me transition us over there. You recognize the serving girl that was here when back when you first met Professor Bonaventure, and she waves at you as you come in. Let me pull down our city sounds here, and yeah, she sees you guys come in. She rushes over and she points at a table that is already topped with finery: roast suckling pig, bottles of wine, flagons of ale, fruits, salads, fresh breads.
It looks delicious. Hello, Polly.
Hello, it is good to see you again. I'm glad to see that you've all returned from your adventures south. I think that's where you were going.
Yes, Professor
Must have
Bonaventure.
been about a year
Oh,
since we've been here.
I bet you have many exciting stories about your time down there in the south.
We do. We saw some shit.
Well, I it's rather weird. I was instructed to have a table prepared for you with all of this board, and she points at the table. Somebody anticipated you coming,
Well, that's strange. We didn't even know we'd be here an hour ago.
but I was to be hospitable to you, to get you anything that you required, and bid you please sit down and have something to eat. Your host will be here at some point. He is just upstairs, but I'll go and
Let him.
rouse him and let him
Okay.
know. Yes, I'm sorry.
Do you know who he is?
He gave us the name of Omlandus, Mr. Omlandus.
Polly, is Landis with an O or an A?
Well, when he signed the register, it was Aumlandus.
Thank you so much.
Never heard of him.
And she said, "Well, he's been around Crossington. I've seen him quite a bit before, but first time I've ever actually interacted with him. But I'll let him know that you're here."
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she heads off. You hear her head upstairs. What do you guys do?
I follow Loomis to the table and start making a plate.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll get
do
something to eat too.
I'll do the same and keep an eye on the stairs.
Chris said you need to take away the pillow or whatever it is you're speaking through.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Gotcha. Sorry about that.
All right.
Okay.
So, as Polly runs upstairs, people start gathering inside the Laid Low Tavern now, the bottom floor, which is the tavern, and it's a pretty good sized crowd. Polly eventually makes her way down and starts serving the other customers, getting drinks and whatnot. And then you notice there's a heavy set gentleman. Looks to be a blacksmith by trade, perhaps. Like he's just gotten off work. His hands are. He's clearly tried to clean his hands, but there's only so much you can do with soot and
Mm-hmm.
black grease. Uh, but he shouts over at your direction, Cole. And he says, "Oi! Didn't you used to be a cat?"
That's right.
What
To
happened?
Betsy.
What
wine and
happened to
bread.
you then?
I kind of elbow Soren quietly and say, "That's what a shaved cat looks like."
And I laugh quite loudly.
And somewhere Polly blushes.
Oh no!
You hear footsteps now coming down from upstairs. And as you turn to look at who it is coming down from the upper level, Torka and Cole, give me perception checks, and I'm going to tell you the DC on this one's going to be high.
Okay. Perception is not persuasion. Oh, I'm not going to do anything. I got no pluses to this roll.
Torka, you're still pretty clueless. Maybe you're concentrating on eating marrow.
Mm-hmm.
Cole,
Snapping the bone.
this guy's facial structure, it kind of reminds you of Soren in a way.
Okay.
And
I'm
so,
gonna keep,
go ahead. What were you saying?
I was gonna keep that to myself for now. Doesn't seem like the kind of thing you say out loud.
So the man continues downstairs, and he steps around behind Soren and comes around to the other side of the table. Soren, you recognize this guy immediately. It's your father.
Mm. Yeah.
He is in. He has different forms that he will use when he's around humanoids. Obviously, so it could cause a great stir if a gold dragon was just, oh, I think I'll pop into this inn.
Yeah.
And this is one that you've recognized on your father before. It's the one that he seems to be most comfortable in when he's traveling between this point and that. And he looks over at you, Soren, and goes, "Ah, Lord Lawrenson."
Hello, Father. How are you this day?
Father?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last time I saw you, Cole Firebuckle, you were considerably different. And you guys
Oh,
haven't seen
yes.
this guy in a long time.
But we all have seen him before.
You've all seen him in this form. Torky,
Okay.
you don't recognize it.
Okay, so I have not. So
You're kind of clueless right now. You've seen him
Okay.
before, but you don't.
I don't remember. Okay.
No. Or doesn't seem familiar to you. And he looks over at you, Torka, and says, "Mr. Gallu, how are you?"
I'm fine, sir. I assume this generous spread, this feast is from you. We have you to thank.
Yes, yes. Please do eat your fill and make sure that you are comfortable and well fed.
Thank you.
We have much to discuss.
Yes.
And he sits down at the table and kind of strokes out his braids a little bit and make sure that they're behind his shoulders as he sips some wine.
Is this an elven form?
Yes, he is very
Okay.
much he appears to be a older high elf. Looks very much like David Bowie from the
Labyrinth.
no that but a little older.
Gotcha.
And his hair doesn't look like a Muppet.
Yeah.
And so he's looking at the three of you and says,
He's just ignoring Lauren. Or
"No,
Loomis.
well, he doesn't know Loomis. The three of you, he knows. He doesn't know Loomis." And it makes sense
Father
because
Mary,
Loomis, Loomis's player isn't here, so he's just going to be out down to the side eating. Yes, son.
I'll give that is Loomis. He joined our party not too long ago, so but he's I guess otherwise engaged. But I just wanted to make sure you understood who he was.
He's fought well beside us.
And when you say he's otherwise engaged,
It's like
your father
eating.
looks down. Yeah, he's just stuffing pig into his face.
Exactly.
He's got grease smeared all over his cheeks.
That's Loomis.
Yeah, we just returned from the abyss of all places.
At one point, you see Loomis licking the plate, and so your father leans in kind of close. He says, "Tell me what you know of Shaldor."
Yes,
Whew.
he is a demon, uh, and
Oh, that's bad.
who we encountered early in our adventures. A member of our party who is no longer with us accidentally released his tether to this plane and caused him to not return to his plane, but actually be released out onto ours. And he's been hunting us ever since. We have been fighting him in a stalemate each time, and of course he
Almost
takes
all the way to
he does
Luzteska.
Mhm.
yes, and he has the tendency to hide by possession of other creatures, and including my brother. And
Yes,
we,
I've heard. And he looks over at you, Torka, and he goes, "You have my thanks."
Your
Yeah.
family, your family's like mine, sir. We couldn't let him fall.
And he looks back over at you, Soren. Please, son, continue.
he has vowed to annihilate anybody in my family, either on my mother's side or your side, Father. We are now in trying to track down the Order Esoterica because there is a gentleman that's probably now who is a mage who's now quite possibly a lich that we are who has some knowledge on how to contain and or maybe destroy uh, the this demon.
Cole and
He was looking
Torka.
for a lady. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, give me history checks. Torka, you can do it with advantage.
Okay.
He had done it with something called the Mithra Stone and Marathra Stone. Sorry.
All right,
And
so hang on. As Soren is talking, Cole and Torka, you remember that it sounds like Soren is kind of confusing two people for one.
oh shoot.
You were told that Shaldor was once defeated by a mage, a very powerful mage, who is now thought to possibly be a lich on another plane of existence named Kypernia.
Hypernia. Yep.
Yeah, I
And
was about to get to that.
and the other person, the man that Soren speaking of, then that the one that he kind of just sort of threw in together with the same being, is actually a mage named Darvon Aveline who went undercover and has since gone silent.
Undercover.
Yeah, so the two of you remember that as Soren is spreading lies.
So So the mage that turned into a lich, his name is Kypernia, and so we're trying to. He may be the leader of this order esoterica, or he may be just an inspiration to the order
She.
esoterica. But he,
And
what?
yeah, and your
She is
father
a woman.
your father raises up his hand and then he points over to Stokel and Torka and says, "Your friends are right. Kypernia is a woman."
Oh, sorry, sorry. She.
Literally the second time we've said that to you, Chris Head.
Carry on.
Okay, yeah, you guys, yes. I
Well,
apologize.
we're
It's
just here
not
to
in my
be
notes.
here.
Yeah, I need to put that in my notes. It's like, okay, so she seems to be in a demi-plane called a sepulcher, and we're going on our way to Rowville Manor to see if there's a gate, dimension gate of some sort to that. Now there is
Or
a
Roville Tower.
a Rowville Tower. Oh, it's a Rowville Tower, more than likely, um, which may be the um, I guess, outpost of this Order Esoterica at the tower and at the manor. Now, there is a mage that the Order Arcanon had sent, and his name is Darvin Avelaine, but he has been um, either unable to communicate or may have been captured or killed. And so we're trying to see if we can make contact with him if we make it over to that demi plane. Does that sound about right, gentlemen?
That
I think
sounds
so.
about right. I mean, I'm
She's
sure your father has many questions about our interactions over the years with
yeah,
Shao.
yeah. Regarding Shaldor, like she's maybe somehow aligned with the Order Esoterica, but not thought to be a leader there, as far as we know. Like, but because she built the Mithras stone and used it to weaken Shaldor before to the point where he could be fettered to it, we thought she might be able to tell us how to defeat him.
If
She's the
anyone
one who did it.
if anyone can tell you, it is her. And if you see her, give her my regards. And all three of you can make an insight check.
I don't need to.
I
will, but I don't need to. Oh, see, I know. Talking.
Yeah, Torka, you get it. Cole, you get it.
Hold on a second. Let's see. Me not get it. Let's see. Insight. There we are.
Okay.
All right.
Wink, wink.
Oh my
Nudge,
gosh!
nudge.
Wait
You
a
know what I
minute.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you all get the feeling that at one point, some point, probably long ago, Soren's dad and this chick, were a thing, at least for a short enough amount of time. Um, so Soren, your father, regards each of you in turn and looks down at Loomis, who is again licking the plate before he fills it back up with pork. This just so we can make Loomis lick something.
Check it out.
And he, you see his demeanor now get very grave. There is a much longer history between Shaldor and this world. Levis is a relatively young world in the cosmos. And you see him now moving his hand around, and as he moves his hand, little illusions start to form in front of you. And it's like a vast gulf of stars with little beacons here and there that look like little points of light. And then he continues to move his hand and little planets, little worlds form. And he says, Levis is but one of many different worlds, each vastly different than the next. But many of those worlds have been around much longer than Levis. Levis is referred to by those who are aware as despoiled. It has not been, and he thinks for a moment, it has not been used up, so to speak.
Drained, you mean, sir?
Yes, it still has much of its vitality left in it.
Is that what Shaldor is drawn to? The vitality of our world?
Yes, that is one of the things he is drawn to. Anytime you have something that is largely pristine and unsullied, it draws the attention of demons. Demons seek to destroy and corrupt. So giving them something beautiful, something young, something perhaps still forming in many ways, it becomes something that they begin to covet and they want to reshape it the way they see fit, if that makes sense.
It does.
Shaldor was one of the original significant evils that came to Levis. So he has been here far longer than any of you know. And he was imprisoned for a time using the Mithra stone.
Sir, what is a significant evil?
A significant evil is an evil powerful enough to potentially bend the world to its will. There are many dark hearts in Levis that would do harm to others purely for selfish reasons. You've probably met a few along your travels.
Mm-hmm.
But how many of them really have the power to pose a, and he uses the word again deliberately, significant threat?
I understand.
Shaldor is one such evil. And it is very unfortunate. And he strokes his chin now that he has set his will against you. I will help as I can, as I am able. But it would actually behoove you to find Kypernia and speak to her.
Does Shaldor gain strength? Is he stronger now than he was before?
Shaldor has many names that he has earned over the years, not only here but in the Abyss. One of them is the Great Tactician. Every fight you have with Shaldor learns from that fight and will come at you completely differently in the next confrontation. He learns and adapts.
Oh, great.
And he will, if he finds himself needing power, needing to become more powerful, he has those means at his disposal. I wish I had better news for you, but at least you know now.
One of his abilities that he uses, fairly effectively is the power of possession, and I don't know how to break it or ward, those away from it. That's you know that's the thing that's the most troublesome.
He will usually, whatever his target is, he will usually beat that target down, wear its defenses down, get it to a point where his target is physically weakened or not at its full strength before he attempts to take it over. And Soren, this makes sense to you.
Hmm.
You understand what he's saying.
Yes, yes.
So
So
it
he would
is,
have beaten down Glimmermaw to a pulp, and then
and he nods. Yes,
yeah.
most likely. Yes. And again, Torka, thank you.
It was my privilege, sir. Couldn't let my best friend's brother pass.
I
It
can.
was
So,
ripping me apart every time I had to hurt him.
I pat Cole on the shoulder and say, "You're my best friend too."
so when we saw Shaldor freed, that was in the Glittering Hills, not far from here. Do you think there's any value in like finding this um, Mithras stone?
No, the Mithra Stone is something that Calpurnia would still have in her possession.
Uh,
What he was chained to, that your other friend destroyed, that would not have been the Mithra Stone because the Mithra Stone cannot be destroyed. So
Ah,
that must have been something else that was using something to keep him tethered.
I see.
I see.
I will tell you that the tower, the Roville Tower, does not have a portal in it.
Oh, okay.
It was being used to train the Order Esoterica's riding wyverns,
Mm.
but
We've dealt with them.
that is no longer an option available to them.
What happened?
Their rookery was destroyed.
Ooh, that sounds. Well, I hate for the loss of Dragonkind. That might have been fortuitous.
Well, most of the wyverns were young and had not yet been trained. They returned to the wild.
Oh, that is good news indeed. So,
Do you have an idea where the portal may be?
If the portal is anywhere, it will be at Roville Manor.
Okay.
can I surmise that other powers are trying to thwart them as well? If someone else destroyed that rookery.
And he thinks for a moment and he says, the rookery was destroyed because it caused a power imbalance, not just between the Order Esoterica, but also in the region. This region, its ecosystem is not set up to withstand that many wyverns, calling it a domain. And you're starting to get the hint now, Torka, that he took it out. He's just not
Okay.
telling you directly, but yeah, you would guess from the way he's talking, he ended that thread himself.
Okay, so I would kind of look at him and say, so then we do have an owl.
Well,
Of sorts.
you will always have an ally in me, but how much I can act in any given situation depends on the situation. Right now, I have to act as a decoy to draw Shaldor's eyes away from you and away from my family.
Out of character, Torka understands that we shouldn't be looking for other allies in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the heroes of Crossington and the army they've made. It's the heroes of Crossington. Period.
Well, Well, but you never know. There could have been some other forces at work. But I'm with you.
So,
Okay. Uh, thank you, Father. But please,
Yep.
please be careful.
you as well, my son. Stay close to Torka and Cole. They
As
have
always.
they have ever been your greatest strength in this life, your greatest allies. Hold true to them, put them not in danger. And he raises his eyebrow.
The knowing eyebrow.
And he looks back over at the two of you with that. I know you know.
Oh, we know, sir. And I crack a chicken in half and take a big bite.
Good luck in fighting Kypernia and finding a way to end the threat of the Order Esoterica. I speak for everyone in the region when I say they are dicks.
We will do our best, sir.
And he gets up
I stand up.
and he comes over and he embraces you, Soren.
I hug him back.
It was good to see you, son. Hopefully the next time it will be under better circumstances.
Yes. Thank you, Father.
Thank you. Be well,
Lord,
all of you.
before you leave, is there a better way for us to get to Rowville Manor than across ground?
And he kind of lays out or describes the lay of the land to you. Hang on here. We'll go up to a map of the region. So you guys are out here in Crossington, right?
Yep.
Rowville Manor is up here.
Yep.
Rowville Tower is here on this island in the middle of Lake Fortune. And he's already told you the portal's not in there and this place has already been dealt with.
Okay.
So literally, I mean, go up through the forest
Okay.
and make your way
Okay.
over,
Okay.
probably. Yeah.
I'm with you. DM, out of character, is Crossington on this lake? Is it a lake town?
It is a lake town, and Crossington is on the lake.
Okay, thank you.
So, gentlefolk, I guess it's definitely best to go through the forest and not be on the water.
Well, we can talk about that after your father's left and we're finishing our meal.
Yes, I do have other matters to attend to, and I have a diversion to plan. So I'll leave you to it. Tonight is on me. Drink, eat as much as you want. You see him walk back. He pats Polly on the butt as he walks by.
Matters to attend to.
And then he disappears upstairs. The larger man who was yelling at Cole earlier, and by yelling at, I just mean yelling towards across the tavern, not yelling at, like he's aggressive or anything. And he's like, "Oi, man who used to be a cat, play something for us. Tell us a story."
No.
And as he does so,
right. Well,
the other people in the tavern start clinking their flagons on the table. Story, story, story.
all right. Is there a stage or something that'll work?
There is like a
Stage
little
with,
raised.
steps.
There is like a little raised platform kind of over here next to the fireplace that you can't see. It's off screen here.
All right. I'll make my way to the stage and get my loot out.
Yeah, whoa,
haven't
easy.
really had a
Easy.
good night's rest yet. Excuse me while I whip
Excuse
this
me
out.
while I whip this up.
Ah! Oh.
And I'll tell him, yeah, someday I'll tell you about the lizard men down in Luteska and how I lost my skin. Came back a new man. But for right now, I'll tell you about what most recently happened to us.
Luteska suck. My friend done killed me.
Bitch, oh bitch, had a demon in her.
All right. So, Cole, you get up and you have a little ditty prepared, I believe.
Yep.
Hey man, we can't be talking about Little Diddy.
Okay, I got one for you.
Can everyone hear
Did
that?
I ever tell you about the time we were
Yes.
doing some interplanar travel? Which,
I can hear
by
it.
the way,
All right, thank you.
is not for the faint of heart. Anyway, we had this layover in the abyss. Through cosmic seas we bravely sailed
Oh, shoot.
till something
Can you guys
went
hear me?
wrong.
Yeah.
Our quest
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be listening to a song right now, Chris Ed.
Okay, just can't hear it. Just a minute.
Hang on a second. Let me pause this. Can you not hear the song, Chris Ed?
No, I can't.
Okay, well that's a thing on the settings on your end, and that's
Okay.
just
It's in the Roll20 audio.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stokes made a new song.
Okay, I got one for you.
All right.
Did I ever
Oh,
tell
let's
you
see,
about the
let's-
time
there we
we
go.
were doing some
Try that.
interplanar travel? Which,
Got it.
by the way, is not for the faint of heart. Anyway, we had this layover in the abyss. Through cosmic seas we bravely sailed till something went wrong. Our quest derailed, caught in the abyss, a land so dire.
hang on. Somebody turn their speakers
Somebody
up.
needs to mute.
Yeah, somebody needs to mute.
I think I'm.
I'll go ahead and mute mine, but
Yeah, it's because you have the two devices, so your phone is rebroadcasting.
I got
Oh
one for
no.
you.
Okay, is it me? Okay, let
Did
me.
I ever tell
I'll do
you about the
something.
time we were doing some interplanar travel? Which, by the way, is not for the faint of heart. Anyway, we had this layover in the abyss. Through cosmic seas we bravely sailed till something went wrong. Our quest derailed, caught in the abyss, a land so dire, where a gory stroke came with hellish fire. Your host, almighty and grand, saved the party with a wave of his hand. Foes no more could they stand, for Cole's song of battle brought peace to the land. Torca healed with light, but the fight went on, with Soren down and Loomis near gone. With a strike to the ground, power burst from his hand, and the demon fell by Stokel's command. Yo-ho, Stokel, mighty and grand, saved the party with the wave of his hand. Foes no more could they stand, for Cole's song of battle brought peace to the land. Yo-ho, Stokel, mighty and grand, saved the party with the wave of his hand. Foes no more could they stand, for Cole's song of battle brought peace to the land. Yo-ho, Stokel, mighty and grand, Cole's song of battle brought peace to the land.
All right. Very good. So the crowd's
gold
going
as
nuts.
usual.
People are throwing money at you, Cole. Not just silver either. There's some gold in here. Do you try to scoop it up before
Nice.
Torque grabs it?
No,
Yeah.
I'm,
Yep.
I'm not taking it. I will tell him it should some go to church. But
You've gotten the equivalent of 25 gold, Cole.
Nice. Okay.
All right. So
I
everyone's,
will.
going crazy. Yeah. Everyone's cheering. Polly keeps looking at your direction. Like she's impressed.
Do Crossington, man. Do Crossington.
Yeah, somebody out in the crowd yells out, "Play Crossington!" So you start. Go ahead.
that's
I'll do the typical, arena rockstar thing and say, well, let me play you this new one I've been working on, and then I'll just keep playing this new one I've been working on, and never play the one they really want to hear until the very end.
People start
And then I
throwing
might,
empty cups at you, empty flagons, until
yeah.
you play it.
Eventually, I'll give them what they want.
All right. And when you actually get to Crossington, the crowd is pretty liquored up by now, and they start singing it along with you like it's Piano Man.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
let's pull
Cole's
out a
just
little
gonna.
harmonica.
He's gonna soak that up.
All right. So Cole, eventually you finish your performance. Go ahead and roll, and let's see how well you did. Let's see how renowned tonight was going to be. I don't know.
Alright.
I don't know if you can get better than you got earlier.
Oh, he's daring.
Ooh, good enough. Yeah, even rolling just an 8 with your plus 15, you are able to get the crowd going pretty well, and yeah, you feel like this will be remembered. This was good enough to go on a highlight reel. You
Cool.
hear drunken patrons filtering out of the tavern, singing "Yo ho, layover abyss," and then you hear every now and then you hear somebody say, "What's a layover?" All right, so
Nice.
I think we're gonna call it there for tonight, so you guys can decide how it is that you want to move forward.
Cool.
Let's go
Can we
back.
assume full rests for next session?
Oh yeah, you'll get room share, no problem.
Okay, I will fill up.
Let's see here. Where is? I'll put you back on the map of the region.
I was gonna say how much we get full night, but how much rest might depend on policy.
No, you'll get a
Oh,
long
no.
rest before
Oh,
next session.
no.
By the time next session starts,
Okay,
you
good.
will have had your full rest. You'll have all your stuff back, all your spell slots, all your hit points, etc.
I think that you would be sorely disappointed, Stokel, because as you went to go and try and find Polly later, you would find that Chris's dad is with her.
Exactly.
Yep.
that is actually a thing. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe when we come back to Crossington.
And while Cole's looking around for somebody, Loomis is grinding up against a beam downstairs.
Beavis and Butthead style.
Yeah.
Bean.
All right. So, yeah. Which way is it that you guys want to? Well, number one, what is it that you want to do?
Oh, we'll definitely go to Roeville Manor.
Okay. How
Yeah.
would you like to get there?
Orca's vote would actually be by like a small boat if we could rent like a 2 canoes or something.
I think we'll be like sitting ducks on the water. I mean, we're dealing with mages here. You know.
Unless we came at night and like snuck by water.
I think we're best going cross country. You know,
All
up
right.
and then
I'm fine
and
with
then
that.
over. Yeah.
We'll go cross country, and anything bad that happens, I will tell you the whole time.
So
Your
idea.
fault, Soren. If only we
Well.
3, 12, 12 and a half. You'll be looking at 12 and a half miles of deep forest travel, and then 4 miles through a clearing up to Roville Manor. And for all you know, there's a road somewhere that leads up to Roville Manor. You know that rich people lived in it, ostensibly still live in it.
Mhm.
So now you haven't had much experience so far up in this part of the woods. You have previously been out this way
Oh yeah.
and into Shinehaven,
Shinehaven.
and it was
Pretty
out
cool.
out around this area where you guys encountered Miriam in her lair.
Mhm.
But yeah, you don't really know what all there is out this way, up in here. You don't have a clue. You'll just have to find out.
Mhm.
Will it be owlbears? Will it be wyverns? Who knows?
So, do you guys think we should try to fight our way in, or find a way to like blend in or disguise ourselves, or
Well,
Please try to make an elaborate, complex plot where you try to infiltrate something.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No,
Yeah, that'll
I
be
want to see it fall apart like a wet paper bag.
good.
like
I don't know that it would be an elaborate plot, but I mean they're getting supplies somehow.
Yep.
I'll just wait. I'll just sit
There we
back and
go.
wait for the. I'd like to use my mutant power now.
Yeah,
Part of the adventure.
which will probably be in minute 2.
So, are you going by the forest, or do you want to attempt a water approach?
So we don't know that there's a road. We know there's a road there somewhere, but we don't know where the road is. But presumably there's some road somewhere through the forest.
Presumably, there's a
Maybe.
road. Yeah, you would think they would have a way to get to Crossington by land,
Hmm.
or they would have in the past. It may not
I
be a
mean,
well-maintained road, but there may be a path.
Hmm.
let's do land. That's fine.
So what if we do by road and we look for an opportunity to find a vehicle that's going in there? Like as we go, if we saw like supplies that we might sneak in on, or even rich people that we might leave on the side of the road and take their carriage in or something.
Leave them in their underwear.
If rich people live there, yeah.
It's back.
Maybe we can find
Well-
some priests and waylay them. All right, so your plan is to try to try to do a little legwork, find out if there's a road, find out if there's a way to get snuck in or something like that.
but
Yeah.
All right, but that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do next time. That's the course of action we will pursue next time.
cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Hope you guys
Thanks,
had.
man.
Yep.
What is the worst thing that Loomis did? Lick plates and dry hump a toast?
He licked pig fat off of plates, and yeah, at the end of the night, he was dry humping, like a beam, like a support
Okay.
beam.
Yeah. You got to show up if you want character to act right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're the kid that eats the paste.
There. All right, my dudes.
All right,
Well, thank you,
dudes.
Craig.
Stokes, remember to post that song in
Okay, I will.
in the because you've posted the lyrics but not the actual
Oh yeah.
performance, and Chris Head may enjoy hearing that. He may
I didn't-
enjoy hearing about how somebody else saved the day.
Oh, I heard it. I heard it all. I just I had to get off my phone and get because it finally loaded on my computer, and so I was able to hear the whole thing. It was great. It was great. I loved it. Total coal fiery buckle.
I mean, I
Pretty
listened to it a few times before we started playing tonight, and I was like, "Where's the lie?"
Yeah, this time was pretty.
You know, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this all checks out.
Yeah.
All right, well, we will pick it up
Dragon, if you
in
can do it.
next week. Hope you guys had fun. Say goodnight to chat.
Good night,
Hey,
chat.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody watching us on Twitch and YouTube. We will see y'all next week.